I think any of us who have had mental health problems in the past know what it's like to feel set back by something that other people seemingly can do without a big issue. And then also having the whole problem of thinking about things in the future, like starting a family or marriage or finding a job or moving out. It just feels like everything is made a little bit more difficult by any mental health struggle, really. For me, it's bipolar disorder. It may be depression or anxiety for anybody else. But all in all, we know what it's like to feel like things in life are just made harder by having uh, this type of disability, for lack of a better term. And I just wanted to talk about that a little bit today when it comes to a lot of different things. I know I've talked mostly about school and how I'm not finishing as fast as I thought I would have. What is it? 5 years ago. Like 5 years ago, I had graduated and I thought I would be done, and now it's going to be actually taking me 6 years to finish a bachelor's. And just that's one thing that's gotten in the way of things. I know that me having manic episodes here and there throughout the years, especially during the beginning of semesters, has just made things so much harder. And then there's the whole thing about moving out, which I know I've also mentioned. 2 times I've tried to move out to a school that's 3-ish hours away, and it just didn't work out both times. I don't know whether it's because the environment there was more stimulating, I was just excited, just the build up leading up to moving out, or just being far away from parents. There was that. And then there's the whole idea of the future and getting a job, still moving out, and also marriage and family. Um that has come to my attention more recently as like people around me are getting married or starting families, and to me it's always been kind of almost a question. I know that I want those things, but at the same time I feel like I've heard so many stories from people with bipolar disorder just putting stuff online or in articles reading about how like divorces happen for whatever reason, and a lot of them have to do with bipolar disorder, and how that strains the relationship more. And then there's the whole issue of children and how dealing with bipolar disorder or anxiety or depression or whatever affects your children. Um it just seems like this whole big other worry that normal parents wouldn't have to worry about. And I'm not saying that like it's not normal to have like some kind of a mental health problem now. I think it's been a lot more common, especially with COVID rising. A lot of people are like being forced into mental health problems, and it's not great, but we're all like learning how to be better copers with that. And I think resilience also has a lot to do with it. Resilience is a topic that I'm going to be learning a lot more about because I'm taking a class on it and it's relatively new, but so far it seems that like resilience develops in children when they endure hardships but are also given the tools they need to overcome them. So I think that a lot of us with mental health disorders or problems have learned to build resilience over time, especially those of us that have dealt with these things since we were very young. For me, it was like as young as third grade, knowing that something wasn't quite right, and then it hit in sixth grade, which was about 11 years old. So, like, half my life I've been dealing with different stuff related to this. And I had always thought, even before I started taking these classes, that having it so young did teach me a lot of things about how to cope with this and just know how to move forward and not give up. And this doesn't even have to go with mental health necessarily, but even things like poverty or parent troubles, like parents divorcing or anything like that, really. And that's one of the things that I think about too when I think about my future and potential marriage and families and all that, is just how my disorder will affect everyone else around me if I'm not healthy, and hopefully finding a support system for me and the people around me so that things don't break down when something goes wrong, and we know how to like help each other and support each other when things get a little rocky. And it's not to say that having any kind of problem is going to prevent me or anyone else from doing these things. It's just knowing how to solve the problem when the things come up that you know you might need help or whatever. And also this goes back to building resilience, is just even when you're having trouble as a parent, having kids also building resilience because of something their parent is facing, which is kind of like weird when you think about it, because it's like, do you really want to put through a kid through that? But I think it's important for anyone to be able to, you know, be able to cope when things aren't perfect and smooth sailing. So that is just a little spiel about that. I hope that I will be coming back with more videos about resilience, because that is a topic that has really interested me more recently. I'm also going to be hopefully taking on a research opportunity at my school, and I'll tell you guys how that goes if I get that started, and I will see you guys next time.